Welcome to Real Rockford Files, for tales of the paranormal, supernatural, and the flat-out unbelievable. Today I'm going to be sharing 5 more stories created by AI with my instructions. Now, let's get into it. Story 1. Something in the Walls. When the Myers family moved into the 100-year-old farmhouse in Dutchess County, it felt like a dream. Fresh air, rolling fields, no noisy neighbors. It was everything Daniel and Erica wanted for their 2 kids, Tyler, 12, and Lily, 9. But within the first month, the dream began to rot. It started subtly. Keys vanished, only to reappear inside the refrigerator. Doors creaked open at night, despite being latched. The family chalked it up to settling. Old houses had their quirks. But then came the footsteps. "Dad?" Tyler asked one night, poking his head out into the hallway. "Were you just upstairs?" Daniel looked up from his laptop. "No, why?" "I heard boots, heavy boots walking down the hall." Erica tried to soothe them all with rational explanations. "The house has pipes. It's old. It groans." But groans didn't move chairs. The next week, the dining room chairs were stacked into a pyramid in the middle of the kitchen. A wine glass exploded midair during breakfast, slicing Daniel's hand. Even Rocky, their normally fearless Labrador, whimpered and refused to enter the living room. Then came the message. Lily screamed one evening, pointing at the wall above her bed. Scratched into the paint in jagged black strokes was one word: leave. They called a local paranormal investigator named Mason Briggs, who brought an EMF reader and thermal cameras. That night, the family gathered around as he set up the devices. "You may have a poltergeist," he said. "They're chaotic, violent, they feed on energy, fear, trauma, sometimes even puberty." Daniel scoffed. "So, what? We're haunted by a hormonal ghost?" Mason didn't smile. "Not haunted, harassed." The cameras caught it all that night. Silverware flying from drawers, chairs pulled across the floors, shadows flickering without light. One frame showed a dark figure crouched behind the couch, though no one had been there. The next day, Mason reviewed the footage with them. "This isn't residual," he said. "This thing knows you're here. It's reacting, feeding." "How do we get rid of it?" Erica asked. "You stop giving it power. Ignore it. Don't fear it." That night, as if to mock them, the house erupted. Every light shattered. The piano in the parlor slammed out discordant notes by itself. Water poured from the ceiling in the hallway like rain. Lily's voice cracked through the noise. "It's mad." Daniel made the call the next morning. "We're leaving." The family moved to a small rental in town that same week. A month later, new owners moved in and found the same scratches above the guest room bed. Leave. Story 2. The Planchette. Samantha wasn't trying to summon the dead. She just wanted something to do. Her grandmother had recently passed, and while cleaning out her attic, Sam and 3 friends found a beautiful antique Ouija board. It looked hand-carved, with Hebrew symbols burned into the edges, and a planchette shaped like a spade. "Let's talk to ghosts," joked Mark, the skeptic. "We shouldn't mess with it," said Brielle, the most superstitious. "These things invite things." Sam brushed them off. "We'll just ask questions. What's the worst that could happen?" They lit a few candles, turned off the attic light. "Is anyone here with us?" Sam asked. The planchette moved slowly to yes. They all laughed nervously. "What's your name?" "Theo. Theo." "Were you alive once?" "Yes." "Did you die here?" "Yes. Basement. Fire." Mark frowned. "Sam, this isn't funny." "I'm not moving it." "No one is." The candles flickered violently. A cold wind blew through the attic. Though the windows were sealed shut, the planchette slid again. "I want out." Sam's chest tightened. "Okay, that's enough." She attempted to move the planchette to goodbye, but it wouldn't budge. It had gone rigid. Riel whimpered. "Close the session. Close it." Mark reached for the board. Just as the attic door slammed shut, every candle went out. Darkness swallowed them. Something growled from the corner. They screamed, fumbling for the doorknob. When they finally forced it open, Brielle tumbled out and vomited. Sam couldn't sleep that night. Her dreams were fire, screaming, a charred face with hollow eyes. In her bathroom mirror, she saw her reflection blink when she hadn't. Over the next few days, Sam noticed things. Her phone wouldn't hold a charge. Flies gathered in the corners. She heard whispers from unplugged radios. One night she looked out her window and saw a figure standing in her yard, wearing a burnt 1930s-style suit. She returned to the attic and burned the board, but the planchette didn't burn. It melted and then reformed. That night, it was on her nightstand. Carved into it were 2 words: twice burned. Story 3. Eyes in the Corner. Brian had always struggled with insomnia, but now something darker was stalking his nights. It began subtly. He'd wake up feeling unable to move, his body frozen, eyes darting around the room. He told his doctor. Classic sleep paralysis, she said, but he didn't believe it after the 3rd time. That night he saw it, a shadow crouched in the corner, unnaturally tall with glowing red eyes. It didn't move, it only watched. When morning came, he told his roommate, Kayla. You were screaming in your sleep, she said, but your mouth wasn't open. The next night, the shadow was closer. Brian could feel its breath, cold, sour, on his cheek. Its long fingers curled over the side of the bed, and it whispered in a dry, papery voice, I see you. When he could move again, he leapt up, drenched in sweat. The closet door had claw marks down the side. He bought cameras, sage, holy water, nothing helped. He recorded one night. The next morning, the footage showed his body locked in place, then flickered. A tall black shape leaned over him. Its eyes caught the camera like headlights. The timestamp skipped 3 minutes. Kayla moved out the next day. Desperate, Brian visited a sleep specialist who recommended a sleep lab. They monitored his brain waves and recorded anomalies during his REM cycle. He flatlined for 6 seconds, but that wasn't the worst part. When the lab tech played back the night's audio, it included a voice saying, He's mine now. No one was in the room with him. Story 4. The Visitor. Eleanor McCarthy had been married to Henry for 52 years when he passed in his sleep. After the funeral, she returned to their modest ranch home and filled it with silence until Henry came back. At first, it was his cologne, sweet and earthly, lingering in the hallway. Then she saw him, at the kitchen table, in his favorite chair, smiling. Henry? She whispered. He didn't answer, just vanished. Her daughter assumed grief was playing tricks. It's normal to see what we miss, Mom. But she wasn't imagining the muddy footprints, or the coffee pot brewing itself, or the sounds of coughing from the master bedroom. One night, Henry stood at the end of her bed. Ellie, he whispered, it's cold where I am. She cried and tried to touch him, but her hand passed through. His eyes changed, too wide, too white, and his mouth didn't move when he spoke next. Let me in, Elle. Just say yes. She screamed. The room went dark. She called Father Brennan, an old priest from her childhood church. This isn't your husband, he said after inspecting the house. This is a mimic, a hungry thing. Then what do? You stop inviting it. She burned his old clothes. She stopped talking to it, but the creature became angry. One night she found Henry's face and a photo was burned out. The next she woke to him standing at the foot of her bed again, his smile carved ear to ear, eyes empty. Why won't you love me anymore? It asked. She moved into assisted living the next day, but even now, sometimes, the nurses hear her talking to someone, saying, You're not him. You're not him. Story 5. The Box That Shouldn't Be Opened. Alex found the box in a booth filled with relics and oddities at a Savannah street market. It was wood, sealed in dark wax, covered in carved symbols he didn't recognize. The old man selling it said, "It's not for sale." "Then why is it here?" The old man said, "Because I won't touch it." "I'll give you 100. The man paled. "You don't want that." 200. The man finally took it. "Then may God help you." Back home, Alex pried it open. Inside were strange items: a lock of hair, dried rose petals, a child's ring, and a pebble wrapped in a string. The moment he opened it, the air shifted. Cold, heavy. That night his apartment groaned. Doors opened on their own. The scent of mold and ash filled the hallway. His cat hissed at him. The nightmares came fast. A woman screaming in Yiddish, burning, scratching. He Googled the symbols and discovered the truth. It was a Dybbuk box, designed to trap an evil spirit, and he'd let it out. His reflection grinned when he wasn't. His voice whispered in recordings he didn't make. His dreams became real. Scratches appeared on his chest. His eyes darkened. Pupils widened unnaturally. He tried to reseal the box, but the items inside were gone, melted into the wood. He recorded one final video. "I opened the box. I didn't believe. Now it's in me. If you find this, don't look for me. Don't touch the box. Don't say its name." He was never seen again. But weeks later, the box reappeared at a different market, and it was sealed again. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to click like. If you want to support my channel, please share it with your friends. If you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe.